When you think of the Rocky Mountains, spectacular snow-capped peaks and pristine forests are often the first thing that come to mind. For the most part, that might be true, but there is a 232-kilometre stretch of highway running through the heart of the Canadian Rockies that offers a much more surreal landscape. It's one of the most scenic drives in the world, with over 100 visible glaciers, turquoise lakes, rushing waterfalls, and numerous hiking trails to explore. It's the Icefield Parkway, which is located in the Japer National Park. I'm exploring the Columbia Icefield adventure with Brent Malley, starting at the Columbia Icefield Glacier Discovery Centre, which is dedicated to educating visitors about this unique part of the world. Climbing aboard this huge all-terrain vehicle, the Ice Explorer, and setting off on a 3-hour journey of discovery on the largest subpolar body of ice in North America. Brent, the sort of enormity of this ice field is incredible, but it's very, very important for the whole of the Rockies ecosystem, in fact, for the broader ecosystem, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. This glacier and the ice field itself supports like millions of people. The water here is part of a hydrological apex, triple continental divide, and the water from there goes to 3 different oceans actually. Numerous dams and hydro projects are fueled by this, as well as the water is used for pulp and paper industry, freshwater, farming, oil and gas industry.
Oh, Brent, this is a little bit crisp up here, but one of the most impressive experiences a person can have is actually getting on a living, breathing ice glacier, because they are alive, aren't they?
Yes, like absolutely. The glacier is alive, it moves, it grows, it shrinks in the summertime. So yeah, it's a living, breathing beast.
And you bring people up here for this experience, and it's a pretty unique, very special experience, isn't it?
Absolutely. The experiences here are sometimes one in a lifetime for a lot of folks traveling from all over the world.
These giant buses that you bring people in on, tell me about them. They're amazing.
They are. These are our giant 6-wheel drive Ice Explorer coaches, take people up here. They're designed specifically for this tour.
Yeah.
And they offer an amazing, safe way to get people on a glacier that, say, aren't like mountaineers or glacier travelers.
Now, one of the questions that most people have in their mind is we're standing on a glacier and we're all very conscious that we're living in a warming world. Climate change is quite real. Are you seeing the effects of climate change here on the glacier?
Absolutely. The glaciers are, and the ice field itself, we're in a natural state of recession as we get further along. Say for myself in the last 20 years, I can see that it's shrunk quite a bit. I would say the glaciers come back about 1/2 to 3/4 of a kilometer over the last 2 decades.
Wow.
And it's also, people always forget that it melts down as well.
Yep.
So as it melts down, it pulls the rocks down onto the sides.
There's a special tour for visitors that will leave you gobsmacked. From the incredible engineering feats to the spectacular views and your own ability to traverse what is a challenging experience for anyone who's a little nervous with heights. It's the Columbia Icefield Skywalk, a kilometre-long glass platform suspended 280 metres over the Sumwapta Valley. It's going to take your breath away. The Skywalk offers a wonderful insight into glaciation and how the glaciers have carved their way through. You can see the glacier came through and cut this huge V through, crushing the rock on the outside. Now, as it receded, what you ended up with was a stream flowing through from the ice fields that still cuts through the valley today and provides the moisture for the forests on either side. Well, I've got to tell you, this has blown my mind. It's taken things to a whole new height. And it's another iconic Canadian experience that I can tick off the list. But oh my goodness, for anybody who's scared of heights, you really do have to hold your breath. My heart is in my mouth. Now, after the break, we take it to a whole new level in another beautiful part of the Canadian Rockies.